Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Welcome back to the T6 Exotic 2 years later. The last time I've done a T6 Exotic was actually in 2021, sometime around that time at least. And there's a particular reason for that. It's just because the T6 exotics, I've realized that they are almost always giving pretty bad loot compared to other filament types, such as the gammas of some same level of filaments. So like T6 gammas, in my opinion, or not my opinion, but even just based on my experience and also what other people have said, have been always giving a lot more than the T6 exotics. And I did a bit of like a sort of tiny little study. I wouldn't say it's the most representative study that exists, but it was. I was taking a look at the Abyss Tracker. You can check the video out for a couple of years ago, where I looked at the runs people did from the T6 exotics, and I saw that they actually were giving quite a bit less ISK. We're talking about like average maybe 40-50 million ISK versus like 80 million ISK when you look at like exotic versus gamma. So there's quite a big difference. It was not just like a tiny little difference, it was quite a big difference. So I want to check here 2 years later if the ISK seems to be any better than it used to be. I don't know why that would be the case. It feels a bit strange that CCP for some reason would just nerf particularly T6 exotics, because they are actually they're just a T6 filament. I didn't find any significant differences when it came to the T5 exotics versus T5 gammas. So we'll see what we get here. But so far we've been getting a really good loot there from that by adaptive. Actually, that was really great. Abyssal loot, 24 million, and we've just got the extraction loot. Let's return those drones. They're taking a bit of a beating there. The great thing about the T6 exotics is that they're really fast. They're really fast T6s compared to the typical ones. Since in the Gila, you're going to be able to utilize your hull bonuses with the increased kinetic damage, because the Gila, it has a bonus to thermal and kinetic missiles. And the thing is, you're able to utilize that, and at the same time in the filament itself, so the T6 exotic, you don't have the issue with the enemies having increased amount of HP. Like say the gamma sites and the firestorm sites. Firestorm, you have increased damage when it comes to thermal damage, and that's good for the Gila because it gets a bonus to its thermal missiles. The issue is that in the firestorm sites, their armor is also increased, so it's sort of like counterintuitive. The exotics are for speed because you get good damage from by utilizing the Gila's inherent hull bonuses. You see these kinetic thermal missile damage, plus you also get the no increased amounts of HP on the NPCs. Some other conveniences I also like with the exotic sites is that they have a pretty fast lock time, and also that you're able to use kinetic drones, and the kinetic drones have shields, the Vespas, and that's really great because you don't really have to worry too much about them taking so much damage, because say they take a lot of shield damage, well, it's not the whole world. They'll just regenerate their shield, so it's actually very chill here. The downside is then one, the loot, which I mentioned before, and then also that they do cost quite a bit more. So they cost like 22 million ISK when I checked now. I think the gammas go for like 10-12 million ISK. So it's quite a bit of a price difference there. I think the speed difference would make it up, and also just the convenience would also make it up if it wasn't for the reduced loot, in my opinion, because I've seen really big differences in terms of the loot. Let's wreck that Ixion over there. See what we get in this by adaptive cash. This Gila is a really overpowered Gila, and this like really expensive 4.7 bill you see here. It's got the dual Thukker and Thurifer cat battery, so it's really got really powerful capacitor capabilities, plus the damage is also really good. Oh, look at that, we get some pretty good loot. We also got a decent amount of survey data, which is actually something that I realized is one of the differing factors between the gammas and the exotics, is that they didn't give so much survey data. So that's good. That's maybe a good sign. Maybe I should start doing my gammas again. Ooh, good that I had stocked up on quite a few gammas. I didn't sell all mine, as I like the chill, relaxing environment they are here. And this took a little bit longer for me to do than usual, than my typical T6, because, or T6 exotic, because I have not been doing these T6 sites for a really long time in the Gila, and also just in general when you're roaming around to the extraction nodes like I did before with the cinnabar room, which we had before. It's not a good time because those cinnabars love to web you. Speaking of long waves, this is one we should take out. Spearfish, anything that's null charge, they could be good to take out. Let's wreck these scrubs. Go for those extraction nodes. Do we have an MTU? We don't have an MTU. We never bothered going with an MTU. Could be an idea to go with an MTU here. Could also be an idea to use our shield booster. And then the illuminators could be an idea. Also the dissipators, which we should take out as well. So we've got 2 extraction nodes over there. And then we can move the augmenteds. The augmenteds are best to use in these big sleeper waves. Actually, against these Scyllas, they're not as good, but against these illuminators or these Ephialtes people, they're best because the augmenteds do the most amount of DPS, and you don't really care about what damage type you do against these Ephialtes since they have so low resistances anyway. I was just a bit lazy and I didn't switch the drones to the Scyllas, otherwise I should have been using the Tech 2s. And I think maybe even since there's so few of them, the time required to switch drones might just outweigh the benefit of switching the damage type or drone type. Switch these weapons that spread stuff out. It's good to always spread stuff out a bit. There we go. Open this up, 3 million, not as much as before. And then we get the missiles going on here. These sleeper waves are pretty quick in the exotics because when you go for the gammas, the issue with the gammas is that they buff the shields. And Ephialtes have a tiny bit more shields than armor, so overall the whole wave becomes quite a bit tankier. And then you'll have that issue with the time being a problem. Here, it's not the same thing. You're still able to do so much damage with the kinetic being reduced, plus the NPCs are not as powerful either. So you're going to have a really easy time here compared to the gammas. Seems like the lure is actually pretty good. I might stick to the exotics. It feels quite chill. And it also gives me a bit of nostalgia of the past 2 years ago. It was not so long ago, but I mean, still a bit of nostalgia, of 2-year nostalgia. Let's go for the bind active here. I don't think I've ever actually made a T6 exotic in 4K because it was 2022 I got the 4K setup going on. So this will be a bit of a T6 in high quality. I wonder what is in this cache here. Let's check that out. Any goodies in here? Just keep in mind, even though maybe, okay, look, you see we're getting a pretty good run now. It's still not a representation of the long run because you have to sort of average it out, but so far it's looking really promising. I mean, this kind of loot, I can't remember getting this in the T6 exotic before. And the time is also amazing. This kind of time is nothing that I would usually encounter in the gammas. Like, look at that, almost finished under 5 minutes, and we're in the long Ephialtes room. There we go. Finished this one in under 5 minutes. That's crazy. So much better here. I wonder what my drone skills for the specialization. Let's see now. Caldari drone specialization. Drone. Yeah, it's level 5. Okay, that's good. A very tiny increase in the amount of damage you do, but at this high tier of PvE, it's actually worth it. Every little edge you can get is always worth it. Or almost always, at least. Mass Leshak wave, super baby easy. Baby easy. I love baby easy waves like this. We'll always go through the blinders because they're really annoying. And then we'll just have the drones auto-aggress and destroy everything else. This is super easy. The renewings can be a bit annoying because they'll give a lot of remote reps. But we just have to AFK a little bit and that's okay. You know, maybe I should have gone in because the issue here is now that they will repair a lot. And Leshaks are a lot easier to destroy initially. If you let them repair themselves a lot, then you're not going to have a good time. They'll have lots of HP and they can become quite tanky actually. So I think here we'll have to just rely on the auto-aggression going on. See if we can lock anything up soon. Destroyed. Soon the other one is going to be destroyed as well. Great. And we'll have all the drones focus on them. Because when they focus on a target, they'll destroy it quicker. And the quicker we can destroy the individual renewers, then that's the better. Okay, and also good that I put a drone on that blinding just before he got out of my drone control range of 70 kilometers, because 70 kilometers is our drone control range, and we preferably would want to take out that last blinder, since he's going to cause us annoying problems with targeting a long range. Let's take this extraction node. I wonder how much we get. 16 million. Ooh, nice. And then we can just switch up the drones a little bit. Oh no, we took the drone off the blinder. No, that was silly of us. We took the drone off that blinder who was really kiting away really far. I should actually have them focus, but I got them off that blind. That's really annoying. There's another extraction node over there. Let's have the drones recall here. They're getting quite a bit of beating from that blinding Leshak, who's really far away. Here it would be very beneficial to have an MTU. I probably should grab an MTU actually. Help with the salvage process a bit. I think that the... Could it be? No, I think the drones went for that spark needle. Oh, no, never mind. They're going for the blinding Leshak, and now I ordered them to go away. That's so silly of me. Okay, where is the extraction node over here? Now, this is very silly what I'm doing. First of all, I probably should have gone straight in, and I could have used an MTU. And then, second of all, it would have been very beneficial to not go manually like I'm doing now to every single extraction, because we would have gained so much time there. Oh no, Vespa II is almost dead. Vespa II is almost dead. No! Vespa II. I think that Vespa II is going to have its life cut short there. Oh no, they've got the automatic suppressor as well. With those shields hold, it's a short range one as well. Oh, they managed to survive. Okay, great. This Leshak wave, which I said was going to be the baby easy wave, is one of the longer waves of this side, but it's also a lot to do with the annoying placement of these extraction nodes. Usually they won't be this long to get done. Where's that blinding Leshak? He just about survived that guy. Multiple times I've recalled the drones from attacking him. So you see what I mean here? Since the Leshak has taken a lot of repairs from his friends, he's a lot tankier than he otherwise would be. Their structure is very weak naturally. Oh, I don't think I've actually got any audio here from the game, unfortunately. Oh, there's always some kind of, yeah, no, we should have audio now. Sorry guys, I apologize for that. It's just always something, decides to stop working, and then it's just, okay, the whole video's gone, the audio's been messed up. I always try to do a test with my voice, because the voice is the most important part in my opinion, but sometimes I forget to check also the game volume, and just realize, oh wait, we don't have any game volume. It's alright. You get the idea here. Seems like we've had a very profitable run in the T6 Exotic. I want to just get the full clear going on. We could have completed this a lot quicker, like 12 minutes maybe we would have completed it in if we would not gone for all these extraction nodes. And perhaps even a bit quicker if we were to use a good MTU as well. Packrat MTU is not a bad idea. What I use for my runs in the T4 electrics in the Zealot. And the annoying thing though is that when you've got the Gila, it's not the same way as the Zealot where you've got 5 light drones which you can just deploy and like, yeah, okay, take out those extraction nodes. You've only got 2 drones. So telling your drones to go far away to destroy some extraction node that's really far away will take a lot of time from your time they use to do damage. It's not the same thing. You can also use your missiles, and sometimes, and yeah, actually it's true, some people, they sometimes use a heavy missile to be able to shoot stuff that's very far away. 4 million, really decent. Oh, we've not got enough space here. What we can do is we can dump some of these missiles. Don't need this. Jettison. Go for this, 1 million. And then we'll go for the bioadaptive cache. How much space do we have? We have 60 M3. Okay, great. But that is an idea. We can go for a heavy missile launcher. Some people do that. heavy missile launcher. You can build a heavy missile launcher Tech 2, don't have enough space for that. Caldari Navy, you don't have enough space for that. Malkuth, doesn't seem like we actually have any space for the heavy missile launchers. They take too much power grid. Ah, that's annoying. But I find it to be a little bit more useful to have the light missiles because they're just really good in terms of their DPS and also application to small stuff. Help you a lot. I think it's just too many things to think about when you have those heavy missiles. We'll see what we come up with. But this is some dank loot I'm talking about here. Like, look at that. Really good loot. We didn't get any filaments, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is sometimes. You don't always have to get filaments. Got tons of 0-point condensate and a little bit of isogen, but tons of 0-point and true love in survey data. What does this last bioadaptive hold here? Oh, nice. We got the mutaplasmids and also some 0-point condensate. So 140 million. Woohoo, not too bad, not too bad. I want to do more of these. These feel very smooth and chill for what you get from them. T6 exotic in little under over 18 minutes, but we were also making silly moves here that increased the amount of time it took for us to complete this site. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. T6 exotic. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.